saying about a global New Deal?
That's what we were never supposed to stop what Roosevelt started with the New Deal. After World War II, we were supposed to take our productive capability, the arsenal of democracy, and move it into the British old colonies like India and these places. Roosevelt said to Winston Churchill, some of these deliberations after World War II, Churchill, your empire is through. We're going to develop the world. And we haven't done that yet. Right? The money changers came back into the temple. We repealed Glass-Steagall. We said we're going to modernize the financial system. What we're doing right now isn't modern. It's what we were doing with the tulip bubble. It's not modernization to speculate, and call it insurance. We've taken a huge step backwards. You need to start with what Roosevelt did. It wasn't all perfect, but it's a good start. The irony today with the financial system, there's tons of money out there. It's not worth anything. Money isn't value, right? What is the productive capability of our people? What is the productive? Any of these labor guys will tell you they can't train. They're having a very hard time finding youth, finding skilled labor to do the kinds of things that we need to do, right? That's a huge crisis. It's going to take decades to turn around, right? Because the Congress still thinks you need Wall Street. That's why we said we don't need them. We don't need Wall Street. It's not real money. They still think you need that they're producing real money. It's not, because it's coming at the expense of the labor movement, right?
I mean, they promote the idea that what's good for Wall Street is good for Main Street.
Right.
We hear the Wall Street report every day. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Wall Street's a total fraud. It's a complete fraud. And if the Republicans and the Democrats had any sense of national sovereignty, what the whole country was founded on, they'd realize that they're mutually exclusive, that Main Street and Wall Street are mutually exclusive. If you look at the history of Wall Street, the history of the Bank of Manhattan, these things were set up to destroy the United States, to set off track some of the physical development projects that were launched by the First National Bank. We have no problem with banks. Banks are great, money's great, but they're a medium to develop the country. What you ultimately want is human economic progress is the actual goal. And Wall Street has no place in that whatsoever. It's the antithesis. There's not room for both of them.
Now, could you go ahead and explain what Glass-Steagall is and why you think it should be repealed?
Sure. Reinstated?
Reinstated.
Sure, yeah. Glass-Steagall it's very simple, it's very intuitive. Most Americans get it. After the Great Depression, Roosevelt, a number of congresspeople said we need to protect commercial banks. We can never have run on the banks again. So they created the FDIC. And a couple congressmen said, I will only pass this if only community banks could be protected, no investment banks. So Roosevelt said, okay, Glass-Steagall simply separates investment banking activities from commercial banking activities, which means that investment banks never would get the backing of the federal government. It was repealed in '99. And since then, these investment banks have gotten, it's the blackmail. You can't let me go under, otherwise the whole financial system will go down. Now, what these guys are doing to, stabilize the financial system, if they call this stable, I wouldn't want to see what they call unstable. We already have massive unemployment, youth unemployment, pensions are going out the window. The crisis, in a certain sense, is on our side. I think we could reinstate Glass-Steagall. We have a bill in the House now, H.R. 129. We just had a bill introduced into the Senate, S-985 by Tom Harkin. That's a huge breakthrough. The problem is you don't have a sense yet in the Congress that Glass-Steagall is not just some nice financial reform. It's a fight for the sovereignty of the nation. It's not a democratic issue. It's sovereignty of a nation.
And if people are interested, do you have a website you want to direct them to?
Yeah, we have on the LaRouchePAC.com, LaRouchePAC.com. You can go to our front page. We have made Glass-Steagall a household name. People know, and it's even at this group here, there's a saturation of what Glass-Steagall is. There's a Glass-Steagall page. You have updates on the co-sponsors, updates on who's pushing it, endorsements from labor unions, from farming organizations, from teachers' organizations. We keep it very well updated. It's sort of the international hub of Glass-Steagall's reinstatement.
We gonna roll, we gonna roll, we gonna roll the union on. We gonna roll, we gonna roll, we gonna roll the union on. If the planet